Well, I had heard rumors that JLM Brack was going to issue some sort of an apology at the front of Blizzcon today, and those rumors were true. My sources are getting better and better these years. Is it enough to be forgiven? Well, I'm going to get to that in just a minute because I want to start off by giving a huge shout out to, nope, not this video's sponsor, but the absolute mad lads that are out in Anaheim standing with Hong Kong, as obviously all of you by now know that Blizzard had, in some people's eyes, mine as well, put themselves square in the middle of the China v. Hong Kong issue over their Hearthstone player sharing his opinion publicly. And many naysayers out there said, yeah, gamers are never going to get up and go do anything. It's going to be just like the Area 51 raid. Me. Well, no, it wasn't even just a lit truck. It wasn't many people donning poo costumes. Boxes and boxes and boxes of t-shirts out there. Free Hong Kong t-shirts. There's a stage. You can see they're giving out free t-shirts. They're standing in solidarity with Hong Kong, and I am so proud of you all. I'm so proud of these absolute mad lads who took the time out of their day to both attend BlizzCon as well as raise awareness for Hong Kong, a cause that nobody loses, a cause that Blizzard inserted themselves squarely in the middle of, a cause that I don't even believe Blizzard doesn't agree with, but I believe that Blizzard, the cowards and money grubbers that they tend to be, decided to protect Hong Kong. Now, today at the start of the event, I started hearing murmurs that Jalen Brack would make an announcement. And there's a lot to talk about, everything that happened at BlizzCon. In short, we had a new WoW retail expansion announced, Shadowlands. These are all things that we knew. We had the Shadowlands announced. We had Overwatch 2 officially announced. We saw some new Hearthstone cards and a dragon set. But I have to say, as somebody who hasn't watched BlizzCon live ever before, the crowd really seemed lifeless. Now, maybe that's just kind of how it always is. But I have a feeling that, well, a lot of the cool things were spoiled leading up until BlizzCon. Imagine the reveal trailer for Diablo 4, which, by the way, I thought looked pretty dang good, but everybody already expected Diablo 4. Everybody already knew Overwatch 2 was coming. Everybody already knew the new WoW retail expansion was coming, and nobody cared about Hearthstone. So maybe that's why the crowd was so quiet, but it started out with this.
I want to say a few words. You know, Blizzard had the opportunity to bring the world together in a tough Hearthstone esports moment about a month ago, and we did not. We moved too quickly in our decision-making, and then, to make matters worse, we were too slow to talk with all of you. When I think about what I'm most unhappy about, there's really two things. The first one is we didn't live up to the high standards that we really set for ourselves. And the second is we failed in our purpose. And for that, I am sorry, and I accept accountability. So what exactly...
Now, this is a complex apology in that it says nothing. It's lip service. He himself says that we made mistakes and actions speak louder than words. And then he basically alludes to the fact that they're allowing people to wear shirts that say like Free Hong Kong inside of BlizzCon. They're letting people cosplay as Winnie the Pooh inside of BlizzCon. I think that's what he's alluding to. He's basically like, look, you guys should be able to do whatever it is. We're allowing you to wear these t-shirts for whatever causes you may find. Not enough, Jalen Brack. Not enough. A lot of people were asking me while I was watching it live, oh, you're going to return to WoW? Oh, you're going to return to WoW? No, I'm not. I really would want to. And I've got to be honest that if he had said these things and then simply said, and because of this, we are unbanning Blitzchung and we are unbanning these broadcasters, it would have been enough. Would I have loved him to, rip open his shirt and have an American flag, with an eagle on it, with a Winnie the Pooh doll snatched in his talons? Sure, but that was never going to happen. I'm a realist, and many of you watch my videos for that real take, whether it's right or wrong. And I'm always going to be honest with you all. And I've got to say that if he had said what he said, even though it's PR news speak, if he had then gone on to unban those players, I would have probably returned to WoW myself. I'm not going to return to World of Warcraft or Blizzard products at this time. However, I don't think it's productive to dump on others for playing the game. I'm not going to morally grandstand and make people feel bad for enjoying a cartoon video game. I think that you can still be a vocal critic of these companies while playing their video games. Heck, a lot of people will tell you, hey, look, criticism coming from customers means more than non-customers. And maybe they're true. In Blizzard's case, I'm not sure they listen to anybody, but I want to be very clear because I've said this many times before, and I know I'll have your attention now, given the magnitude of the statement that Jay made. I don't judge you for playing Blizzard games. I don't. You should enjoy video games above everything else. I would be an absolute hypocrite if I was telling my viewers to not enjoy something for political reasons because I fight so hard against that. If you want to play WoW Classic and you don't want to deal with all this stuff, you should. If you want to be excited for Diablo 4, you should. You can enjoy these things and still be critical of the company. You don't have to feel bad for enjoying the things that you like, especially over political baloney sausage when almost every major company in America is taking Chinese money. Where does it end? You can't watch basketball games. You can't play anything by Riot Games. You can't play Path of Exile. You can't play Blizzard games. You can't play Activision games. You can't. Not playing these games isn't going to change the thirst for the Chinese buck. That doesn't mean we can't all stand together, both customers and non-customers, and let Blizzard know, Activision Blizzard, or whatever company it is, when they screw up. And I hope that if you decided that this apology was enough for you to return, that you remember when they continue to mess up to join in arms with the people that chose to boycott and the people that didn't choose to boycott, and let these companies know when they mess up. Because ultimately, that's what we need from the players. It's the same way we see with Ubisoft having terrible games year after year. Players telling them they ignore it. People stop buying it. Finally, they get the hint. With Blizzard, there's just not enough people that are that convicted about this particular issue, and that's not their fault. But I would hope that we don't attack each other. I saw a lot in my live stream today of people just going at it. I didn't really address it at the time. If somebody wants to play, it's my only ask. I promise to stand and fight with you as long as I'm able. I believe I proved through my donation to the events, through my constant coverage, that I'm ready and willing to fight. And that is alongside all of you. But I just don't want you all to turn on each other. Okay? If you have a friend that chooses to play Blizzard games, that's okay. It really is. You know, I don't want to see the infighting between gamers because we need to stay as cohesive as reasonable and remember who the real enemy is here in this case. And it's not just somebody who decides to play a game that they get 5 hours a week. Let somebody be excited for Overwatch 2 if that's what they want. Let somebody be excited for Diablo 4 if that's what they want. Because that's what that's how SJWs act. They dump on everything all the time. They suck all the joy out of everything. And I don't want to act like that. And I don't want other people to act like that either. I know you're all going to do whatever it is that you want to do, but I just had to say that. In terms of what could they have done, I think simply unbanning would have been enough, even without the statement. They continue to bungle it. But you know what? I don't want to be one of those people that never accepts apologies either. Again, I don't want to be like an SJW and say, this is enough. We demand an apology. Oh, your apology is not good enough. Now, I believe that it wasn't enough, but I'm just going to continue to not play their games. Some people, it will be enough. But I think it's all we're going to get from Blizzard. Now, in terms of the other things that they announced, Diablo 4, I've never been super into Diablo, not because I don't like it, but because I've never really played it. Looked pretty cool. The World of Warcraft expansion, I'm just happy that World of Warcraft retail players are getting a new realm. I'm exceedingly frustrated that they continue to charge $60 for expansions on top of $15 a month subscription. I will never support that. I will never not criticize that. People pay monthly for content. You shouldn't double dip and charge them $60 for it. That's my opinion, and I don't think many people disagree with me. The Hearthstone expansion didn't do much for me. I think trading card games, especially digital ones, are definitely rapidly dying off. Can they make a resurgence someday? Maybe. Overwatch 2, not my kind of game. They had a long cinematic for it. People in the chat, and not my chat, but in Blizzard's chat, seemed very excited about it. They have some sort of weird Overwatch 1.5 thing where they announced that they're not going to separate Overwatch 2 and Overwatch 1 players in multiplayer, which means if you're an Overwatch 1 player and you don't pay the presumably $60 for Overwatch 2, when you play multiplayer, you'll still get access to the new characters. You'll still get access to the new maps. You'll also, if you purchase Overwatch 2, all of your cosmetics will move over. So to me, it sounds like Overwatch 2 is like DLC. I don't know why it exists. So the only reason you would buy Overwatch 2 is for the PvE campaign. And I don't know if that's enough. This seems like such a weird, Blizzard, somebody in Blizzard's like, hey, we want to make an expansion for Overwatch, but we want to charge for it instead of just making it DLC. Why don't you just make it DLC for $15 then or something? We don't know that it's going to be $60, but the way they structured Overwatch 2, quote unquote, is really bizarre to me. I am really looking forward to hearing all of your comments in the comment section down below. And I'm looking forward to watching the rest of the coverage from the weekend because there's obviously a lot more going on. And I hope to talk to you again real soon.